Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome everyone here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, Marie Antoinette Wade. And today we are here on KCA Radio Network with a wonderful guest. I want to share with you the topic that we're going to talk about today, and I'm really excited about this. And it is about a health plan that pays you and your staff to use it. Our guest today is Jenny Harkle-Rhode. She is a two-time #1 best-selling author, speaker, and subconscious mind transformation expert who helps people and companies create lasting wellness, success, and financial strength from the inside out. And Jenny has been my connection for several years now. She is a business leader for over 13 years in San Diego. Jenny built a multi-million-dollar enterprise and understands firsthand the challenges employers face in supporting their teams while managing costs. Today, she helps companies and employees thrive through innovative health and financial solutions that improve well-being, increase take-home pay, and save organizations money, all by leveraging the science of the mind and smart benefit design. Jenny's passion for transformation began after a life-changing mountain fall that broke her back and forced her to completely rebuild physically, mentally, and emotionally. Through that experience, she discovered the incredible power of the subconscious mind to heal and create change. Now, as a mother of 4 and founder of a wellness movement, Jenny shares her story and strategies through speaking, coaching, certification programs, and digital tools that empower people to unlock their potential and create the results they want in health, happiness, and success. Jenny's mission is simple: to help companies and individuals think better, feel better, and live better, proving that true well-being starts in the mind and benefits everyone from the inside out. So let's go ahead and welcome Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Thanks, Marie. Happy to be here today.
Yes, I'm really excited that you're here. You have such a remarkable experience, and I really want to go deep dive on it. So first of all, I want to, ask you about the information on your transformation, because it looks like it's a very, traumatic or somewhat dramatic. So if you can share that with us, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Life was going along. Things were fun and happy. Business was successful. Kids were doing great. And then all of a sudden I found myself on this mountain ledge with my husband on August 10th of 2013. And I looked down and it didn't look that far. And I decided to jump down instead of climb down, but I realized while I was in the air that it was probably a little further than I had thought, and it was probably a bad decision. When I landed, I heard a crunch in my back and I couldn't move. And my husband climbed down and tried to help me up, and he couldn't, and our friends came and tried to help, and they couldn't. They ended up calling 911. 911 sent in a ground crew. They hiked in. It took them about 45 minutes to get to me, and when they finally did, they said, "We're not moving you. We're calling for Life Flight." So Life Flight came. They zip lined me up to a hovering helicopter. And the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital and them telling me, "You broke your back."
Wow. Gosh.
Right?
So what was in your mind at that time? What was going on?
I asked them, "What does that mean? Can I not go to Ashtanga yoga tonight?" And they said,
Okay.
"You're not going anywhere." Thankfully, I wasn't paralyzed. I was just broken. And so they said, a broken back heals like a broken leg. Eventually, it'll heal. You just need to lay there for a while, maybe 6 weeks, and then you'll start to get your mobility back and you'll be okay.
Okay.
And what happened was I lay there for 6 weeks, and as I started to get my mobility back, my pain started to increase, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I grew up with a chiropractor dad, so I'm all into the natural medicine. So I was trying all the natural things to heal. And the doctors were supporting that, all those things plus physical therapy. But the pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse until finally 2 years after I broke my back, I decided to have major surgery, and they put in rods and screws and a synthetic disc, thinking that might relieve the pain, but it didn't. So now I'm at 3 years and I can't sit, I can't drive, I can't function, still trying to run a business, do the kids, all the things. And I was miserable. And they just
Can imagine.
we're sorry, we don't know what else to do for you. Here's more pain pills. And that wasn't really a solution. So I was looking for a solution.
Okay. So what happened then?
So I was referred to a medical doctor right in my hometown. He lived about a mile from me, and he invited me to his house, which I thought was very strange because when you call a doctor, they don't invite you to their
Yeah,
house.
that's kind of weird.
He answered his phone and he invited me to his house, and he said, right now, all weird things, right? So I'm thinking, who is this guy? What's going on? I go over there and he tells me that he can help me heal myself with my mind.
Really?
And I
Okay.
said, wait, what kind of doctor are you? My mind? This isn't my mind. This is my back. I don't know. And he said, well, you don't have to. I mean, you can leave. And I said, no, I mean, I'm here and I'm desperate. So let's try your woo-woo voodoo, whatever it is you do, and see what happens. 2 weeks later, I was completely healed. Like nothing ever happened to me. I was in shock. Wait, what?
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
How did that happen?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to know. But before I even wanted to know that, I went back to him with my laundry list of all my life problems.
Okay.
And said, can you help me stop taking pain pills? And can you help me fix my marriage? And can you help me lose weight? And can you help me find something I'm passionate about? And can you help me get rid of my allergies? And the list went on. And he's like, of course, Jenny, you can do anything with the power of your mind. And I went, how come I never heard of this before, right? I've been saying my affirmations. That's not helping me. Why is what we just did? Why did it work so well? I became obsessed, absolutely obsessed. I sold my real estate company. I sold my home, and I started studying with this doctor.
Wow. So now I'm really curious. So tell us.
I just started to learn about the power of the subconscious mind.
Okay.
So in my life, I'd been trying to solve all my problems consciously, and I didn't understand the power of my subconscious. I thought it just grew my hair and made my heart beat and digested my food and did all these automated processes in my body. But what I didn't understand is it was controlling how I was thinking and feeling and acting and reacting. And what this doctor helped me discover was that the pain that I had in my back was from tension in my mind, causing tension in my body, from things that were stressing me out from my life and from my past, not from breaking my back. And so once we could make that connection that, okay, the pain isn't physical, the pain is mental and emotional and psychological, now we can address it and take care of it. Because if you're trying to fix it physically, but it's not physical, it doesn't work.
Wow. Now, are you helping people through your experience?
Absolutely. For the past, since 2016, when I opened my business, Balanced You, I've been helping people change their life with the power of that subconscious mind. I created about 30 different brain exercises that repattern the brain. And so what I love to ask people is, what do you want different? Let's retrain your brain to create that automatically and set conscious mind actions so you can work towards it. And as you probably know, I developed it into an app. So people can do it in an app 24/7. They don't necessarily need to hire me. They can just pull out my app and transform their mind.
Now, how did this connect to the health plan that you were talking about?
So as I started to sell the app to individuals, I was thinking, I want this to go faster, right? If I just tell one person and then tell the next person, it's slow going. So I thought, what if I could get this into corporations? And so I started going to corporations with it. And I had a little bit of a pushback because, not everybody thinks your subconscious mind is as powerful as it is, or think their staff is going to want to work on their mindset. And so I thought, well, maybe I can team up with another company that's already working with corporations and some health field, some health and wellness way. And so I started contacting health and wellness companies and ended up contacting Champion Health, which has a health plan.
Yeah.
And we were able to start working together to work out a licensing agreement to add my app into their plan so that all the people that are on their plan already can start working on their mind, which transforms their body.
Wow. Now I understand
Nice.
how it all came through because, I'm like wondering, how did you get into this health plan?
Yes.
And as far as I understand that the health plan provides savings to companies and to the employees, am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's paid through a payroll tax credit or some IRS tax codes that have been around since 1978. And this company has just figured out how to use them in a way that works together, that saves money for the employer and increases the staff's pay and covers the cost of the health plan.
I
So
see.
powerful.
Well, you are incredible.
Oh, thanks.
Not only you have discovered this thing about helping people, heal themselves through your own mind, you're also giving them another program that can save them and bring them more money,
Right.
to their pocket.
Yes.
So it's like, I am so glad that I could, and I know I met you way back, and this was like, women's group.
Yeah.
And you were there, with a big smile. And, you and I really, we communicated.
Yeah.
And I saw you at my book launch. Remember
Yeah, I remember,
Yeah. And you
yes.
showed up, and I was so happy to see you there. And then all of a sudden, you also attended the Firefly event.
Yes.
And then you called me and said, Marie, I have something for you. I'm so glad you did.
That's awesome.
But anyway, I'm really more interested in, I want to learn more about the health plan.
Yes.
So in our next segment, we're going to go deeper into the information. Okay. So for
Perfect.
everyone that's out there, don't go away. We will be right back and you're going to learn more from Jenny. So this is for growth-focused entrepreneurs. FireConnect is ideal for business owners who wants to have access to expert resources, who prioritize visibility and brand positioning.
I love how confident she is in what she does as a brand strategist. She helps other business owners build their business through collaboration and also building their brand.
Build lasting and in meaningful relationship.
I recommend this to anybody who wants to network or just meet new people in business.
Pay attention to what the challenge is, because if you know something how you can help that person, then you want to have a meeting with it because there's an opportunity there.
I like the collaboration. It's not like most networking events typically, you just go in a room, people just go to who they know. And it's like, this is a little better, it gets you out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
So that's what's good about this. That's something I like to see more, like instead of just going to people that's what networking is, something you don't know.
It's nice to be introduced to a new format. This forces us to learn about each other's businesses and get out of our comfort zones and really participate.
We want to make sure that we value our time and we're very intentional and we have a purpose for coming here. And that's the whole goal of this networking, is to really, get to know each other in a deeper level, because not just the surface, not just an acquaintance, not just first time meeting, because this is partnership also. You're here, you're getting to know each other, you're creating. That's why you have to build lasting and meaningful relationships.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate. courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and today we have Jenny Harkle-Rode, who is our guest. And so, Jenny, tell us more about the CHAMP Health Plan, because I know we talked about that it gives a lot of savings to the employers and to the employees. How does that work? I mean, I'm not sure exactly how they can save the money from it.
I love that. Well, you know, the government wants people to be well, and they've created some tax codes to help people be well. And there are tax codes that have been around since 1978. One is called a 125, and almost every company already uses it. They run their health plans through a 125. The other one is called a 104A. And a 104A is about reimbursing people for being proactive about their health, because it's cheaper to help people be healthy than to try to heal them once they're really sick. And so we take advantage of these two tax codes. We add it into the payroll. So I love that when I tell companies that they're going to be saving money, it's not like next year when you file your taxes. It's every time you run payroll.
Oh,
so
okay. So they get it monthly.
They get it monthly.
Okay.
Or, you know, usually payroll's more than monthly, right? They run it more than once a month. So every time they run payroll, they're creating a savings and also an increase in their staff's pay. So it's saving the company FICA tax. It's saving the employee on their taxes as well, on their paycheck. And so that creates a savings for the employer and an increase in pay for the staff, but also covers the cost of the plan, because of course a plan isn't free, but the savings covers the cost. So it feels free because everybody ends up with more money and a health plan at the end of the day.
Okay, so this is not replacing their primary insurance plan, is
Correct.
it? Okay,
Correct.
So it's in addition.
It's in addition. And the great thing about that is there's no copay and there's no deductibles and there's no prescription costs. So we have them use this plan first, because it's the worst thing when you don't feel well and you want to go to the doctor, but you know you've got a copay or a deductible.
Oh, so it takes care of all the copays?
Yes, there is no
Oh
copay
my gosh,
and no
so
deductible.
It's such a no-brainer. Why would they not add this if it takes care of the copays?
Exactly.
'Cause,
So use this
yeah.
first, and then if there's, you know, something more traumatic and you need the hospital, of course you can fall back on your
And there's no
medical plan.
cost adding this health plan into their program, is there?
Again, the savings covers the cost of the plan. So there is
Okay.
a cost, but the savings pays for the cost.
I
so
see.
there's no, at the end of the day, when you run the numbers, you're in the positive, not the negative.
Okay, so that is awesome. Now,
Yeah.
what kind of companies? I mean, is this a company where, you know, like a sole entrepreneur, or is it just, you know, what type
So
of
this plan
companies?
is for 5 or more full-time W-2 staff in the United States.
Okay.
And up to literally unlimited. I know recently a company with 30,000 staff got registered,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that's not the smallest. So really any size above 5 full-time W-2 staff.
Okay, so let's get a little bit of an idea here. So if an employer has about, you know, 50 employees,
Yeah.
what kind of savings are we looking at?
Yeah. So for the employer, they'd save about $25,000 a year in FICA tax with 50
$25,000 a
employees.
year?
Yeah.
With 50 employees?
Correct.
And
yeah.
that's for the year.
For the year.
Okay.
So they get a little piece of that every time
Okay.
they run payroll. Adds up to about $25,000. And then for the employee, the national average is about $1,800 a year that they'll have more in their pay because of tax savings.
$1,800 a year
Per
Well, that's not
employee.
bad at all. It's like another
Yeah.
bonus or something.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I'm glad I'm learning a lot.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
this. I think I would really go after a lot of the companies that, you know, have employees and, you know, really look at this program. Now, what kind of health plan that is added into?
Yeah. So are you talking what is the coverage?
Yeah. What's
Okay,
the
yeah.
coverage in this?
So
plan?
basically, live doctor visits,
Okay.
live urgent care visits, live preventative care visits. That's for the employee. Also, prescriptions are no cost for commonly prescribed prescriptions. If they're not commonly prescribed, it's a discount instead of no cost. That's for the employee and their family. The employee and their whole family gets telehealth. So I don't know if you've used telehealth, Marie, but it's pretty handy. You just jump on a call with a doctor and,
I think I have one experience where I was on Zoom
Okay, yeah.
with a doctor,
Yeah,
and
so
it was
handy.
really interesting how that works.
Yes, so they
Okay.
can do that for their family.
Okay.
There's also mental health care. So therapists and counselors, they have a program through Johns Hopkins for anxiety and depression. They've got a
Okay.
company that just does phone a friend, talk to somebody. They're really big on their mental health plan.
Okay.
It's unlimited. It's no cost for the whole family. So it's so powerful.
Wow.
They also do some lab testing for the employee. They do vitals tracking for the whole family from the app. It scans your
Okay.
face and reads your vitals. And one of the crowd favorites is it also has virtual pet care. So instead of teledoc,
It
it's
does.
televet. Yeah, so you can get on with a vet and say, hey, look at this rash on my dog. What do you think? And
Oh, wow. I
it's
bet a
covered.
lot of people that are pet lovers, they're going to love this program.
Exactly. So all of this, again, no copay, no deductible, no prescription cost. So use this plan first, and then
Okay.
if you need something more than all those benefits I just mentioned, use your medical plan.
Man, you are saving a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not only you're making them healthy,
Yeah.
you're also helping them with their mind in terms
Yes.
of,
Yes.
helping them heal themselves. And plus, having this additional health plan
Right.
really helps them more.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a
I
great
love
benefit.
it.
Can you imagine coming to your staff and saying, hey, congratulations, you're all getting more pay and more benefits? I mean, that's a great thing to say. Staff want to hear that, and it's not coming out of the employer's pocket, which is fabulous.
Now, if they are interested in this, they can actually get a hold of me, right?
Yes, they sure can.
Yeah,
Marie
so-
will connect you right to me.
I will connect you, everyone, to Jenny. So make sure that you call me at 619-453-4664. And if you have any more questions for Jenny, I can definitely connect you to Jenny. I am so excited that I have her as part of what I do in helping people out there. And if you really want to have a fabulous lifestyle, you want to make sure that you are getting all the information from all the experts that we bring here in the show. Now, Jenny, I have a question for you, more on the personal side.
Yeah.
It looks like you are very successful in healing yourself, and now you're helping people on the health plan. What is the legacy here for you? Because I know you are married, right?
Yes.
And is your what does your husband do?
Yeah, he's a computer guy. All that
Oh.
technology stuff. He's so good at it. He's
Okay.
a director of IT at a company here in San Diego.
Wow. And so what is your legacy? I mean, aside from helping all these people with the health plan
Yeah.
and with the mindset, what is it?
Yeah, well, really, it's to just share this message of the
Okay.
power of the subconscious mind to transform your wellness from the inside out. And so that's why I created the app, my own app that's being added into the Champion Health Plan. That's why I created some certification courses for people to learn how to do my work so they can help themselves and others. And it really warms my heart when somebody calls me and says, someone came to me that was depressed and I helped them overcome it and now they're doing fantastic. Or they had a bad knee and they thought they were going to have surgery, but we fixed it with their mind. It's awesome. So I love hearing as my work spreads through the world how it's transforming lives. And I do a group call every week that when you use my app, you can cash in the coins you earn in my
Yeah.
app to come to my group session. And people come from all over the world. And it's so fun to say, where are you from? What time is it there?
Yeah.
And thanks for working on yourself, on your mind, because really it starts with us, right? If we want to make the world a better place,
Yes.
we got to become the best we can be. And the best way to do that is when you change your brain to align it with what you consciously want. So many times we're like this tug of war inside. We want to be happy. We want to be healthy. We want to be wealthy, but we're just, something's pulling us back, not getting us there. And so
Yeah.
when you can get your mind in alignment, it just changes everything. So that's my legacy, sharing that message and what I've
That
learned.
is amazing. I see you traveling and probably
Yeah.
speaking in a lot of group of audiences. So
Yes.
that's awesome. Now, I want to give you this time to talk to our audience
Yeah.
and share whatever you wanted to share with them.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I love that. Well, hi, audience. Glad you're listening in today. And I want you to know, first off, that you really can change anything with the power of your mind. You really can do anything you set your mind to. Think of it like a child when they're little. If they told you about a big dream they had, you wouldn't say, "Oh, that's ridiculous. You can't do that." You'd say, "No, go for it." And I want you to know, as an adult, the same thing is true. Go for it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Like Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. So if you need a little help believing, you can get my app, Leap Transformation, and work on your mind. Now, if you're a company with 5 or more staff, you can get it for free. So how about call Marie to connect you and me, and we will talk about how to help your staff be well, not only through a health plan where, yes, of course, you can see a doctor and do all those things to take care of your health, but also you can work on the preventative side. One of the things that we didn't talk about yet was with Champion Health is they have a program through the Mayo Clinic where they send you a video every month to just help you be well. What can you do to be well? And so just like when you work on your body, eating well and exercising, you want to work on your mind too. It's so powerful. Psychologists say we have 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. And so how many of those are positive? They say only about 20%. And also that most of those are a repeat of yesterday's thinking, which is why we feel the same today as we did yesterday and the month before and the year before. So working on your mind is so powerful. Doing it for free through a health plan is even better. So I can't wait to see what you can create when you believe.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny, for this wonderful interview. And I'm sure all our audiences are excited to learn more about the Champ Health Plan. And again, don't forget to connect with me. My number is 619-453-4664. You can also text me and say, Champ Health Plan.
Yeah.
And I will definitely connect you to Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for being here in our
Thanks,
show.
Marie.
And I hope to have you again here.
Thank
Okay?
you. Can't wait.
All right, everyone, don't go away. We're going to have another special guest for you, and we'll be right back.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade. And my guest today is Gianluca Gibbons. Gianluca is a musician, entrepreneur, speaker, and author on How to Hijack Reality, a divine appointment with endless possibilities. Gianluca shares how imagination can be used as a tool to reshape perception, rediscover purpose, and create a reality aligned with one's true calling. From a moment of personal emptiness to a best-selling book and TEDx talk, his journey explores how reality begins in the mind, not the world around us. Let's welcome Gianluca.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Gianluca.
How's it going?
I am good. So you live in LA, right?
I actually live between LA. Oh, I'm in the Inland Empire. So
Inland Empire. Okay.
Yeah. But to be honest, I'm in and out, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just traveling now.
You know, I'm between Inland Empire, LA, and where I'm from, which is Bermuda.
Okay.
So my days has me in all three of them.
Okay. Well, you have such an incredible, career here. You're a musician, you're an entrepreneur, speaker, an author. I mean, how are you doing all of this?
You know, so you can do everything you want to do, just not all at the same time, right?
Yes.
So the timeline of my life has it felt like multiple lifetimes back to back.
Okay.
So I just focused on one thing, and then once life took me to the next chapter, I took what I learned and moved into the next chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw you at TEDx,
Uh-huh.
you really, made me feel so excited about life because
Wow.
of the way you inspired us. And, as a musician and entrepreneur, how does that work, with you? I mean, how long have you been a musician anyway?
Sure, I've played saxophone since, I think, the age of 6.
6.
Since the
Okay.
age of
So
6.
almost all your life.
All my life. And then
Okay.
before that, I sang. My mom was a singer. My sister was a pianist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just grew up around music, and my father was a minister. So everyone I knew played
Oh,
music or was
my.
on stage, right? So it was just a part of who I was growing up, yeah.
And you love singing?
Oh yeah, I still sing all the time.
Okay.
Not from stage as often.
Okay.
I used to have a band where I would sing, I play bass, I played
Yes?
sax. But now I do more speaking and playing saxophone.
Okay. So you combine the two with your speaking?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Yeah, I've definitely done that. I spoke at a university once, and I had the keynote, and at the end of it, I played, music, and it's a very spiritual feeling when you have these ideas and new thoughts to reflect on, but you're able to reflect on them right after with instrumental music. It creates a really immersive sort of dynamic experience for the audience.
Wow. Well, you were one of the TEDx speakers. And how does that feel after going through that process?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I felt like I was back in university.
Yes.
Because you get put in this room with these 7 other brilliant speakers, and also thought leaders, because they're not there just because they're speakers. They're there because they have a really interesting idea, right? So you have these original thinking individuals, and then you have the TEDx coaches that are there, and for I would say about 2 months,
2 months?
for about 2 months, once a week, we're meeting for 2 to 3 hours, giving versions of our talks, critiquing, giving feedback, giving thoughts, and it's from the TEDx folks, from the other speakers themselves, and we really became a family. It was so beautiful to be in the room with these creative-mindedly people that were professionals. They were proven, they were original, but also humble enough to take critiques and ideas, and present enough to give critiques and ideas. So I loved that experience of the TEDx preparation, yeah.
Well, your presentation too, your whole persona, your outfit, at that time when you were on stage, it was just so perfect. I mean, do you also are very conscious about fashion?
Oh yes, I love fashion.
Because you are. I could see it when you were on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, has this beautiful, suit, and it was just the way you did everything was just amazing.
Yeah, I think fashion is like
Yeah.
personality you can wear.
Yeah.
So how we express ourselves, how you feel good. It's really about what does it make it feel like,
Yeah.
Today I went a bit more casual because I wanted to feel relaxed, because this is a
Okay.
one-on-one conversation. On stage, it was a suit with like a little crown pendant, and that was because, I'm on stage, I wanted to kind of
Yes.
command my talk in a sense, so I feel like I dress based on how I want to feel on the occasion,
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm kind of like that too in some ways. I produce fashion shows, so
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I love, bringing fashion into the business world.
Yes.
Because I think that there's a lot of fun in there and a lot of ways to connect with people. So I like fashion as part of my business. It was so amazing to
It's
have that
beautiful.
experience.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to really ask you more about your talk, because
Sure.
you have a very strong message. Can you just share that to our audience, what that is and what is really the motivation behind that talk?
Sure. So the talk was based around the concept of, how to hijack reality. What does that mean? And for most of us, we're raised to believe that reality starts from the outside and then it flows in. We get taught that we should understand history, what's happening around us. We should, obey the opinions of those who carry influence. We should stand in line, and these things aren't bad. I think it's good to learn your surrounding realities.
Okay.
But where does reality start for you specifically? you know? And for me, by the time I was 16, I had lived in 5 different countries. I had been to 8 different schools. I had learned 3 different languages, you know?
Impressive.
You know, but that was just, to some people, it feels impressive and it's a blessing.
Yeah.
But for me, that was just my reality.
Okay.
I knew no different, you know? So when life is constantly changing at that level, you have to ask yourself, well, how do you determine reality when everything around you is constantly changing? And every time you think you know something, you move and it changes. So for me, I fell into imagination. Imagination was the only constant reality I knew, because as I traveled the world, my imagination traveled with me, and it would remain the same. And though my ideas would change, though the pictures I would draw in my mind may change over time, the root motives behind that imagination remained the same. And to me, that was more familiar than perceived reality.
Wow.
You know?
Now, how do you see this to other people when you're sharing this information? How does it transform for them?
You know, I think it's interesting. It's interesting. But most people almost get a sense of relief, you know, because they've been there before. As children, we learn through our imaginations.
Yes.
You know, there's a story I told in the TED Talk about a young boy that was sitting in the dentist's office lobby, and he didn't want to be there, and he had 2 options: to throw a tantrum, or to pick up the little wooden blocks on the table and create a world of his own. And he chose option 2. He used his imagination to escape the space, right? To drape it in imagination, where the blocks become heroes and friends, and they adventure across his imagination. And before you know it, the parents tap him on the shoulder, it's time to leave. And for an hour, he sat there in his own world, enjoying space and time. Not because the room changed, but because he changed the room. He hijacked reality. So we're all born with this ability. I'm not giving you any new information. This is not groundbreaking news. It's just a reminder, somewhere along the way, you forgot your superpower, or somebody convinced you out of it. We can regain that power. And the same way we can change doctors' offices as children, we can reshape perception and how we experience reality as adults. And that's what this book is really about.
Wow, I love it. Oh my gosh. And I see that you also have a book.
Yes.
I mean, can you share us what the book is?
Sure. So this is the book, How to Hijack Reality. Sorry, these are my author proofs. The real ones are still in the mail. They're coming. But it has this kind of psychedelic feel to it, you know? And if you look inside the book, I worked with 2 incredible artists, Rachel and Crystal, to make this come to life. Really, so it's a cinematic experience. No page is same to the other. It's an adventure, because that's how reality is. Every time we turn the page, it changes. It doesn't mimic. It doesn't stay the same. Like, I love this one. I talk about water.
Okay.
This is in the chapter, The Power of You. It talks about the interconnectivity of humans in comparison to how water is interconnected, you know? But all this plays a strong part in how we hijack reality, because understanding perceived reality is just as important as understanding interconnectedness as humans. It's the same thing. It's important as understanding what we truly desire and want, you know? And the book hopes to bring all these together so individuals can have the tools so they can hijack their reality.
Wow.
And
well, here's what I see. Well, it looks like each chapter is a whole speech for you. Every is a speech for you.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you know, remember I listened to your speaking at TEDx.
yes,
And that's just one topic. And you have how many chapters in this book?
yeah, 11 chapters.
11 chapters. That's 11th speaking stage.
And you know, here, I'll show you one other thing. I showed this on stage right here.
Yes, I remember
The
that.
diagram.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, the crown, from the gap, from the person to the chair, can be a talk in itself, and understanding what those are.
That is where your imagination comes in, right?
That's where it comes in, because you have to, first, none of this is outward reality. This is a representation of how we perceive within our mind, how we perceive the outside world, how we perceive ourselves as far as emotional creatures that are conscious and feel, how we perceive our burning desires, and how we perceive that divine space where possibilities are endless, right?
Okay.
And the way we organize this in our brain needs some imagination. right? 'Cause
Yeah, definitely.
it needs imagination. And for me, I love personifying. So being able to personify the relationship I have with my brain and how that personification produces imagination was important for me. And it worked for me. So it's in a book
Okay.
and I'm sharing it.
Well, I have one question for you, but I'm going to take a commercial break. And for everyone that's out there, don't go away. We'll be right back. So this is for growth-focused entrepreneurs. Fire Connect is ideal for business owners who wants to have access to expert resources, who prioritize visibility and brand positioning.
I love how confident she is in what she does as a brand strategist. She helps other business owners build their business through collaboration and also building their brand.
Build lasting and in meaningful relationship.
I recommend this to anybody who wants to network or just meet new people in business.
Pay attention to what the challenge is, because if you know something of how you can help that person, then you want to have a meeting with it because there's an opportunity there.
I like the collaboration. It's not like most networking events typically, you just go in a room, people just go to who they know. And it's like, this is a little better, it gets you out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
So that's what's good about this. That's something I like to see more, like instead of just going to people that's what networking is, something you don't know.
It's nice to be introduced to a new format. This forces us to learn about each other's businesses and get out of our comfort zones and really participate.
We want to make sure that we value our time and we're very intentional and we have a purpose for coming here.
And that's the whole goal of this networking, is to really, get to know each other in a deeper level. Because not just the surface, not just an acquaintance, not just a first time meeting.
Because this is partnership also. I mean, you're here, you're getting to know each other, you're creating. That's why you have to build lasting and meaningful relationships.
In Karate Legacy and the Power Within, we don't just teach karate techniques, we share the inspiring stories of incredible martial artists. Latino Gonzalez, the father of karate, paved the way for martial arts in the Philippines. His legacy lives on through his sons, Rolando and Roberto Gonzalez, who starred in over 100 Philippine karate movies, captivating audiences and bringing karate to the silver screen. Then we have Patricia Gonzalez, a symbol of strength and resilience. After overcoming her own battles, Patricia's journey embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her story encourages us to face our challenges head-on and emerge victorious. Each character in this book has a unique journey, friends and students who have dedicated their lives to mastering the art of karate. Their shared passion not only deepens their bond, but also strengthens their resolve to uplift one another. Through these compelling stories, Karate Legacy and the Power Within reveals the essence of karate: courage, unity, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Join us in celebrating these extraordinary individuals and discover the strength that lies within you. Grab your copy of Karate Legacy and the Power Within, available now on Amazon.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and Gianluca Gibbons is with us talking about how to hijack reality. Now, Gianluca, I have one question for you. I know that these are all great for individuals, but how can we utilize this for people that are in business?
Sure.
I mean, that's something that I can see where if you have this power, which is what you call superpower, and have the business owners also look into it, how can they use it?
Sure. Well, the beautiful thing about it is that people make up businesses. So if it works for the people, it'll work for the business.
Okay.
I with my company, Sydney Palmer, I work directly with the founders and decision makers of companies.
Okay.
Right? For storytelling specifically, and then business development around storytelling.
Okay.
And I use these same principles because the first thing I start with is like, who are you? What do you want? Right? And what was the initial imagination that birthed this company? What is the imagination of where you see this company going? Now that we understand that, let's look at your team. What's their imagination? What's the story that fuels their imagination and led them here? Right?
Yeah.
What's the language that they use versus the language that you use? Is it aligned? is it disaligned, right? And your managers, they may have the same vision as you, but does their imagination behind that vision align with yours? Because if it doesn't, you'll say one thing to them and they'll communicate to their subordinates differently, right? And then the interns will communicate it differently, right? And then maybe you have independent contractors that may act as your proxy in certain situations. Does their imagination and vision and desire and want and sense of identity align with that of yours? And have you even had that conversation with the rest of the team? You know, we spend so much time branding companies with their color, with their logo. The logo doesn't go and talk to people. The colors don't go and talk to people. People go and talk to people.
Yes.
So we've spent more time talking to the graphic designer to get the vision and the essence of a company, to then hand out, right, docile material, two-dimensional, one-dimensional pieces of material to a team, anticipating them to read a few paragraphs to see colors and get it. And then when there's disalignment with your consumer or your stakeholders, or messaging goes out that doesn't align, we're like, what happened? Where's the disconnect? So if we don't have some level of collective consciousness, and not in some ethereal new age thinking, simply, have you shared your imagination in detail with your team? Have you given them time to tell you their imagination about your same goals? And have you determined who each of you are in that space? You know, another key thing I love asking when I work with a team member, before we talk about money, before we talk about equity splits, what do you want and why do you want it, right? Start there. So now my imagination for us working together is going to be rooted in the same desire you want for yourself. And I'm going to do you the favor and say the same thing for me. So I know what I want, you know what you want, we both know, so now our imagination can look out for each other. And now that once we go out to the world and we're trying to bend reality in our favor, right? There's a book called The Blue Ocean, right? Blue Ocean.
Yes.
If you want to create a blue ocean, then you're bending reality because you're saying, I'm creating a new market that doesn't exist. And not only am I solving a problem for existing customers, I'm also going to create a space for new customers to enter the market. You're bending reality.
Yes.
If you want to do that, you need a centered force for your, not just your C-suite, for your management team, for those that work under them, for your independent contractors and your interns. How do you align imagination all in one place for a common goal?
Well, have you spoken in a lot of organizations, like big corporations?
So I spoke at the Digital Footprints Conference once on authenticity.
Okay.
And in that sense, I was talking more about micro-influencers and that approach. I spoke in GKIC Mexico. I speak Spanish as well.
Okay.
So I spoke there. I spoke about a similar thing, authenticity through influencer marketing.
Yes.
I also spoke at a human resources convention, and it talked about the 7 steps to building an iconic personal brand within the workplace. And that's huge because you have to know who you are to understand what you want to reflect. You know, as I took them through 7 steps as human resources professionals. How do they brand themselves in a company to be that trusted figure that people go to for navigating the workplace? So I have, but I would love to do more. You know, and every week, every time I do research, every time I overcome a challenge with a client, there's new information I'd love to share. You know, and even now this book just came out last month, adapting principles from this book specifically for businesses. You know, how do you keep people motivated? You know, how do you keep people creative? You know, how do you not just compete? How do you create differently? You know, how do you create a blue ocean minded workplace environment? You know, and when people are unmotivated, when they lack creativity or they feel disconnected, how do you inspire that? You know, because that's going to save you lots of money. Creativity is way cheaper than ad budget.
Yes.
You know, is way cheaper than flying in some high flying consultant that's going to you know, if you can get people creative, you will start seeing that all your answers are already within your company. You just haven't tapped into the creativity.
Yeah.
That
It's just really triggering and inspiring people on how to tap into their creativity.
Of course.
And that's where you come in, because I think you make a point from your speaking on how you realize that they do have that. They have superpowers, is what you say.
Yeah.
And really understand how they can hijack that reality.
and they can
right.
how to hijack. And there's so many elements at play. if somebody is overwhelmed, because if you look at the nervous system, right, you have safety, you have danger, and you have fight or flight. If your team is living in a sense of danger or fight or flight, maybe not in their personal life, but in their corporate life, creativity exists in safety. Connection, community exists in safety. So if you're not managing that level for your workplace, folks, and like, be creative, do this, but they're in like fight or flight, or they're in danger, or they feel that way in their nervous system when they walk into the building, you're not going to get creativity. And they're going to hijack the reality out of that building.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wish I could have more interviews of you and more time with you, Gianluca, but I want you to take this time and talk to our audience and share whatever you wanted to share to them. So go ahead.
Sure. And am I talking?
Yeah, talk.
Okay, awesome. So first of all, remember you were born with the innate ability to hijack reality. And for those who are like, well, that sounds like a lofty thing, you know? Daniel Schacter, Harvard professor, graduate, said that the same regions of the brain that are used for memories are the same regions that are used for imagining future events. In other words, the reality of you reflecting on a bad memory and the reality of you thinking about a desired future event registers the same way in your brain, which means you have the ability to reshape perception and redefine how you experience reality. It starts with first knowing, what do you want, right? And also knowing who you are and what you want in a way that you do not mind disrupting the projections of the outside world. I always say, learn and see everything around you, but believe what you want in your imagination and allow it to bend reality in your favor. So please, you can go check out the book, How to Hijack Reality, on Amazon or hijackreality.com. Please continue listening to Marie Waits. She's giving so much great information so you can live a fabulous life. And I hope to see you soon. Let me know what you think about the book. And remember, you have the power to hijack reality, and endless possibilities at your fingertips. So learn the framework, apply it to your life, and see how your reality changes for you.
Wow, there you go, everyone. Thank you so much, Gianluca. I mean, this is an incredible, time with the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio. And for everyone out there, be sure to connect with Gianluca. You can even connect with me and see how he can help you hijack your reality. And he does have a book that you can go get. Where can they get this?
So you can find it on Amazon.com.
Okay.
It's available on Kindle, and it's also available for print. And you can also find it on hijackreality.com.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I appreciate you supporting our show. Fabulous Lifestyle is here every Sunday at 3:00 p.m. on KCA Radio Network, and we are here every Sunday, so make sure that you share it to your friends and tune in. And you can also watch us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV under Building Solid Foundations. And again, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.